Let's see. Hello, friends. Let's see if Miss Deanna or Ann or somewhere there in the chat, if you could tell me if everything sounds good and looks good, make sure that everything is nice and clear. Let's see here. I'm going to wait for a thumbs up. Hey, Tammy or Al in Minnesota. Okay, Ann is telling me it is all good. Sounds good, looks good. Perfect. Okay, so I today am going to create with the Lovely Layers pine cone die set, and I am actually going to create a Christmas ornament. So I have got these little ornament bulbs, or it's not little, it's pretty large, but you can find these at just about any craft store, and they pop together just like that. Now for this ornament, I'm only going to use 1/2 of it. So with these, you actually get a lot of bang for your buck because you're going to actually you could do 2 ornaments. So I'm just going to use one today. And then there are several different sizes. So I have these smaller ones, if I can get it apart, as well. So you just kind of have to choose, what you're going to do, what you're going to make. But I'm going to do a really large one today with the Lovely Layers pine cones. Let's see here. Hello, Marcy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. I have got my little dish here full of my die cuts, and I'm just going to start building these. I cut these for the pine cone. I cut it twice. The greenery I cut a couple of different times out of a couple of different colors. And I'm going to kind of do a pair of pine cones, almost like a shaker card, but inside of an ornament. So that's the direction we're going today. So I've got all my dies, my die cuts ready to go. And I have 1/2 of my layered pine cone all built here. So that's going to be not half. I should say I have 1 pine cone built. So I'm just going to set him aside, and I'm going to start building the other one. I'm going to do a pair inside of this ornament. And I'm going to get out all the little layering pieces. And then if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing or any of the products that I'm using, if you'll put that in the chat, and then as soon as I see it, I will get to your questions and answering those. Let's see here. Hello, Anne. Let's see. Hey, Karen. Oh, good, Karen. Now, have any of you purchased this pine cone, the Lovely Layers pine cones? Okay, what I did first after I cut these out is I took my cardstock and I just kind of rounded it like this to give it a little bit of shape and dimension so it's not perfectly, flat and straight. I wanted it to have a little bit of curve to it. And I did do it in 2 different colors. I could totally have just done it in craft or in brown. But I'm going to add a little bit of snow texture to it later on in just a second. Let's see here. Oh, it's on your wish list. Perfect. So I'm just going to go through before I start building, and I curve it, and then these tips on this little on the ends, I kind of flip up just a little bit, and it's really going to give it a lot of great shape and dimension when we get it all built. This, a little bit of curve here, and then I've got my little pieces that are going to go on the top. Okay, now to build this up and to add even more dimension, I am going to use a little bit of foam tape, and I like foam tape on this. I almost use little tiny dots, but I like the foam tape because it's a little thinner and it's not going to get quite as bulky. Some foam dots tend to be a little thick, and so I'm going to actually just use my foam tape and tear off small pieces. Let's see, Jen says she needs to order the pine cones. They're super cute. Okay, so I'm going to start out with my bottom layers, and I'm just going to tear off a little piece, and I'm adding my foam tape just to the top to where that is going to connect together, and everything layers together really nicely and adheres, and it's super easy to line up. Put that little piece, and then I'm just going to keep moving around and then tear off more little pieces. And I could even add more right down in here in the center. And just keep working my way up through the layers. Just like so. Pull up those little pieces. Again, right across the top there. And then adhere that one down. Kind of squeeze them all together. And then I've got my last little pieces, and this one, I'll add a little dot. A little bit of foam right there. And then for the very last teeny tiny piece, I'm just going to use a little bit of our liquid glue, liquid adhesive on that one. You can see how much fun and dimension that has there. So I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive right along the top of this last little piece and kind of shimmy him around on there. And then when this last little piece gets set up a little bit, the glue, I will go back and kind of bend the flap, so to speak, up on that one. Okay, so now I've got my pine cone pear here. Let's see here. Ooh, Heather's pine cones will be there Monday. Perfect. Perfect timing. Let's see here. Okay. Now, before I get too far with these, I'm going to add some snow to the little tips here. And I'm going to I use this Tuesday evening on a live stream on Instagram and Facebook. But this is Deco Art Snow Tex, and it is like a gritty, snowy, yummy texture paste. And so I'm going to use that to kind of decorate my pine cone. And I'm just going to add it to where the snow would kind of hit on those tips that stick out. And you kind of want to glob it on there. I know that's like the technical term. And you just want to kind of scoop it and then dab it on. And I'm just going to work my way down all these little tips that would get snow. Just like this. I'm going to move my hands around. And you just kind of scoop it on there. It's almost got a sandy texture to it, gritty. I don't know how best to describe it. It does have a little bit of a pigment to it, a white. So it is going to leave, and it stays more opaque than some of the other things that I found. I tried to use like Nuvo drops or things like that. And I just couldn't get it to look the way I wanted it to. Add just a little bit right there. Okay, now, while this is wet, I'm going to take my Distress, get a little coffee filter here so I don't make a mess. I'm going to take my Distress glitter, and this is called Clear Rock Candy. And this is just going to add a little bit of shimmer and sparkle right there to the wet snow. So I'm going to hold this and I'm going to pour right over the top of my wet snowy pieces and kind of tap it off. And then you can see, let me hold it up. all of that snowy kind of glittery goodness that we have there. And I'm going to set him aside and let him dry. And then I'm going to do the same thing really quick to the one that we just built. Let's see, Sherry just got home. This looks great. I'll have to watch the replay. Okay, Sherry, good to see you. Good to talk to you. Thanks for coming by. Let's see here. Add some snow on the tips. Just like that. A little bit here and there. And I just used one of my kids' old paintbrushes. Now this stuff is water-based, so it does wash off. I used it on a stencil on Tuesday night, and it washes right off. Let me add just a little bit right over here. There we go. Okay, and again, I'm going to take my coffee filter and just pour over my shimmery, snowy goodness. And then I have that one, and I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to let that snow texture set up really well. While that's drying, I'm going to build the bow. This is also from that the pine cone set. That's what I was trying to think of. And I'm going to very gently kind of curl this around my little Honeybee Stamps poker tool and get that going. Let's see here. Auntie Z. I missed, what is this note? Okay, so Auntie Z, it is Deco Art, and I need to put the lid back on this here in a second. Deco Art Snow Tex, and it is gritty, yummy goodness. And it's water-based. I was telling our friends it's water-based. I used it on a stencil the other night, and it cleans off beautifully. So, and it's got a little bit of a pigment to it, so it stays nice and white. Now, if you use it on a, like, let's say distress ink or over a distress ink, it will pull up the color of your distress inks. So you just have to be, I was very careful about how I applied and where I applied it the other night on a stencil background, but it's really fun for snow and texture on all kinds of projects. And I am creating a Christmas ornament today with the pine cone dies. I'm gonna grab my tweezers, and I'm just going to hold that together and let that dry. Okay, for the little tails, so when it cuts out all one piece of that. If I used the embossed line that was put in here for the tails, if you're using solid color cardstock, it's not going to matter. But with my glitter, I want my glitter to be on both of the little tails. So I'm just going to snip it off and then add a little bit of liquid adhesive right there. And that way I've got my glitter and my look that I'm going for my little tails. Let's see here. You're welcome. Let's see. Yes, Teresa is getting it all the word out there for us. Deco Art Snow Tex. Yes, and if you Google that or look it up on Amazon or anything like that, you're sure to find it. And a little bit, like this thing I've had for years, a little bit goes a long way. And it's especially cool if you do little woodworking crafts or like to paint, of course, card making or anything like that. It is really cool to add that snowy texture. Okay, I'm going to pull out the middle of my little bow here, kind of get the little folds going, and add just a little bit of that liquid adhesive. And I'm going to flip it. There we go. And wrap around the little foldy flaps. There we go. And I actually think I'm going to take, this is just a gel pen, very carefully in here and kind of round out again my little ears to my ribbon, my bow. Just like so. There we go. And now I can add my little tails on. Let's see here. Those bows are tiny, not sure about. Oh, I have the biggest, fattest hands. Who is that just said that? Teresa. I do. And that's why I take advantage of all my little tools. Because trust me, I've got huge hands. Like my ring size is like 12. That's how large my hands are. Huge hands. Okay. Now, I think, let's see here. Let's see how I'm going. Ooh, and the outside of that is already almost set up. So that's perfect. I've got my bow drying there. I can add some yummy snowy goodness onto my little pine twigs that I have all cut out. Okay, I think I'm ready to start on my little backer piece for my ornament. Okay, so for the backer piece, because I wanted to adhere it flat, I'm using the scallops stitched circles. And you can see this large circle is going to fit on there perfectly. I am going to have a little bit of a scallop on the outside, which is fine with me. And I used our new Farm Fresh Holiday paper pad and just took one of these like dark chalkboardy gray cardstock to cut out. So my Christmas tree is, and I don't know if I'll give this away or if I might keep it for myself. I don't know yet. Our Christmas tree is very like buffalo plaid, plaid ribbons, traditional red, green ornaments. And so I thought this would be really pretty if I decide to keep it. If not, then I'll just give it away as a gift. So I'm going to use a little bit of our liquid glue. And I made two, while we're talking about the die cuts, I made two extra just out of heavy duty, like 110-pound cardstock to back it. That way this pattern paper back there really stands up and it's hardy and nice and stiff back there in the background. I'm just going to go around and pat that down and make sure all those little scallops line up. And then I went ahead and stamped my little homemade die that I could put that on there again with my liquid adhesive. Let's see here. And then I can add this one. And then that, my homemade stamp will be right on the back. Work my way around. Get it all patted down. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be my backer piece to my shaker kind of ornament. Now, I also had some ribbon. This is going to be the tree hanger part, and that's what's going to go and hang on my tree and go right up into here. And I will probably wait until after our live stream, and I'll probably add a little dot of hot glue right there, and then add my little ribbon, and then that's what I'll hang it with. But I wanted to show you that. Okay. Now, my glitter paper is giving me fits to adhere it, so let's set that aside there. Okay, now I can start building my little pine cone scene here. Let's see here. Hello, honeybee stamps. Oh, in England. Hello, Miss Linda. Love the snow. Let's see those wizards. Let's see. Hello, Miss Terry. Hello, Connie. The gingham ribbon. I got that at a just craft and hobby store. I think I got it, if you are in the US, I got it at a Hobby Lobby. And it just came on a roll. Let me see if I can even find it on my messy desk. Oh, here it is. This right here. So this is the ribbon boutique, and it's black and white check, and it has little pom-poms on the edges. So it's super cute. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of foam tape, or a lot of it of foam tape, and get these adhered down to my little backer piece. Let's see, honeybee sells the domes. I don't think that we have any of the domes. I would have to look. I'm almost positive that we do not, but you get those. I'll show you what those are, Miss Ann, here in just a second. Let's see. Hey, Courtney, how are you? I'm going to really kind of triple this foam tape up because I want to keep that shape on my pine cones. And so I'm going to triple it up and get it where they don't collapse. Okay, so somebody, Miss Ann, I believe, was asking, who was it, about the domes? Yes, okay. So if you go to your craft and hobby store, if you even go on Amazon, it's an ornament that you can fill that looks like this. So, and I'm just going to take it apart and use one side as a shaker ornament, and you can use a little bit of liquid adhesive along the lip right here and stick it down onto my backer piece. So actually you're going to get two ornaments out of the one. So I hope that makes sense. And you can find them in all different sizes. I've got some smaller ones right here. So it depends on what you're going to make. Okay. So I'm going to adhere these like so. Gently press and have my little pair of pine cones, and now I can start tucking in my greenery as well. Let's see here, where's my pokey tool? Let's see here. Hello everyone, the Diary of Belle Rose. I like that name. Let's see here. Oh, you're welcome, Anne. So I'm just gonna do my little greenery pieces. And I'm going to be very aware of this line that my die left right around the side. That's going to kind of be my place to eyeball of where not to stick my greenery, because I don't want it sticking out of my ornament when it is finished. So I'm going to kind of nestle them down and around. And then adhere them. There we go. Let's see here. Hello, Beth. How are you? Might have to put them on my wish list. I really want the big truck stuff. So what's a few? There you go. What's a few cones? What's a few pine cones? I'm going to be very careful about where I adhere. And you could put, I wasn't sure about how much greenery I was going to want to use. And so I just ran it a whole bunch at the same time. And see, I can already tell that this guy, I'm going to have to kind of play with him, and I may actually kind of crinkle him up a little bit. So he doesn't get tucked into the little ornament piece. Let's see here. Oh, especially with the Afterpay. Isn't that nice? The Afterpay. I've used Afterpay on lots of, especially when I'm like shoes and clothes shopping for my kiddos. Makes it nice. Makes it a little easier, especially around the holidays. Tuck in a few here and there. Come on. There we go. I think I need maybe one more right up here. And then I'm going to call it quits on the greenery, because I could probably go nuts on adding my greenery. Poke this guy right down there like so. And then I hope my ribbon, yep, it's nice and good now. I'm going to give him a nice little dose of liquid adhesive and add right here. And I'm going to hold it just for a second and then stick my tweezers right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to add a little more snow, a little more glitter, and then I think we're going to be ready to put the top on our ornament. Those sprigs are really dimensional. Yes, and I'm not gluing down. I'm only gluing it towards the base in here, and so everything else is going to be really spriggy, branchy, leafy, and have lots of dimension inside my ornament. Let's see here. Love the color of the sprigs. Thank you. I did like an olivey color green and then kind of more of a chartreusey, limey color to kind of mix it up just a little bit. Let's see here. Love the tweezer trick of holding it. Yes. Somebody, and it may have been Anne that's in here, and we're talking about our big fingers. It's hard to get and kind of hold little bitty pieces down. And so the tweezer trick, those little self-closing tweezers, or backwards tweezers, I don't know what they're actually, the proper name for them is called, but they make it really easy to hold stuff like that and then let your adhesive set up. Let's see here, and I bet I didn't. Nope, I didn't. I didn't even make sure that my name was straight on the back, but we don't care. Okay. Let's see if I can pull that out. Get my little ribbon, just like so. Okay, now I'm going to go back into my Snow Tex and get some little glops and kind of get on top of the bow. Pull it down just a little bit. And over here, just like the snow fell right on those little pieces. And then I can get some of my greenery very carefully. just like so. I'm just trying not to get it really on that gray paper back there. Let's see here. And this stuff is about the consistency of, I want to say like toothpaste or something, but it's really gritty. I might just have to leave that one. There we go, that doesn't look bad. Kind of build it up right on here. That snow. Okay, now, where's my coffee filter and my Distress Glitter and Clear Rock Candy? I'm just going to pour it over my whole mess here. There we go. Now I've got yummy, glittery, icy goodness just there like so. Now this would be the time, and I didn't even think about it, if you wanted to add like down here to stamp and heat emboss like Merry Christmas or the year or anything like that. You want to do that obviously before you close up your ornament. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. The ornament looks so beautiful. Love the addition of the snow. Thank you, Miss Deanna. Let's see. Does Snow-Tex have glitter in it? No. You know what? There is one that is, it says shimmering Snow-Tex. I do not like it as much as this one. It's like wetter or something. I don't know how to describe it. I did not like the texture of it. It was hard to get it to, for lack of a better term, to like glop up and stay on there. It was like runny. I didn't care for the texture. And so this to me was a lot easier to use this really chunky textured stuff and then just pour your whatever color glitter over the top of it. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, now I can start with putting my little cover on. I think I'm going to use this guy. And I'm going to add my liquid adhesive. And I'm going to go right along this lip. And I'm just going to run a fine little bead. And it's not too, and I'm going to show you a way, because I thought about, okay, well, what if this kind of gets out onto the cardstock and you can see a little bit of adhesive. I think if I just, when all else fails, add more glitter around the edges, and then it looks like it's supposed to be like that. And it kind of hides and covers everything up. And I'm just going and running it right along the edge. Like that. And then I do want to add, I've got this chunky stuff in my stash that's like flakes almost. I'm just going to pour a little bit, and I know it's a mess right now, but it's going to fall once I get it's going to be like a shaker. There we go. And now I'm actually going to stand up. I'm going to bend that guy. Make Try to get all my little twigs and everything in there. And then just, oops, sorry about that. I hit my head. And then I'm going to leave it and set it just like that for a second. Okay, let me, oh, sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Miss Carol was asking questions. Does anybody sell it? Does Honeybee sell the Snow-Tex? No, I don't even know where I got it. I did see it like on Amazon. So I don't know if you like to order from Amazon or not, but I'm pretty sure that I saw it on Amazon. And then this is going to take just a second to set up in there. And then let's see. All right, while the glue is set, let's see. Hobby Lobby sells Snow-Tex. There you go, paints and glitter. Thank you. Let's see here. One of my local stores has it in the craft paint stain. There you go, perfect. I was going to say, most of your hobby stores probably have something like that. Snow-Tex is available at the big box. Thank you, Miss Heather. Heather got some at Michael's. Perfect. Yes, and that's where you'll go probably, unless you are not getting out right now. That's where you'll probably want to go to get your little pop together ornaments. These remind me, they go together like Easter eggs, but they just fit together with the little pieces. Let me see. Yeah, those are together. So they go together like that, so you can fill, like put candy or peppermints or do a craft or whatever you're going to do inside, and then tie them together and hold them. Let's see here. I don't know if the glue is going to set up for us while we're chatting. Maybe it will. Okay, now I'm going to dump it. Okay, so here is my little ornament with my little shaker all going, and I'm kind of holding the back because I don't think the glue is, I really want to let that glue dry nicely. Okay, now here's the thing. See where all my little flakes are sticking on the inside to that glue that's in there? That's great to me. I like it. That's what I want to do, is kind of cover up that adhesive. Now, if I want to go around, and you can see like right in here where I have adhesive, I could run a bead like this of the adhesive and pour more of either this chunky stuff or my clear rock candy glitter right around there, and it's going to look very yummy and vintagey and really cool. That's what I want. But you can see, look at all the dimension with those pine cones and the snow. It's so fun, so pretty. Okay, so let me set this aside. Let me set this here. And I did turn on my, let me see if it's going to heat up, and it's not quite ready yet. I've got my hot glue gun all heating up there, but let's see here. I'm going to do like a trial run, and I can run this like right along there, and let's try it. Let's see what it looks like. And just pour and sift. Like so. And then run it. And then pour and tap, and then just wipe away. Let's see here. And then I can. You could also, if you wanted to, is to add ribbon around the edges. Oh, and I got a little hole right there. Not letting my glue set up. It looks snowy right along those little edges. So I'm going to add some adhesive right in here. That's a part where I need to let that paper sit. There we go. Might as well go all the way around now. Right there. Okay. Set that aside. Set this little guy down. See if my, yes. Okay, now I'm going to take, because I want it to hold, my hot glue. Come on. And then I'm going to go right over that little nub. And hopefully it all, the hot glue gun is not really heated up very well. But there we go. Okay. Now, all right, let's see here. Let's see. Love the ribbon. True. Let's see. True, you can't eat socks. Mine is Kraft and hot chocolate. He knows when I like companies. Oh, you guys are talking about all kinds of good stuff. Hello, Beth and Bill. Oh, somebody's in the house. Melissa must be in the house. Thank you, thank you. Yes. So we're making a mess again with glitter and the pine cones, and there we go. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think it looks pretty cool. And I got my glitter. And it kind of looks vintagey and fun. Okay, let's see here. Let me scroll down. I don't want to miss it. Okay. Oh, everybody's liking it. Oh, cool. Yay, I did my job then. If you have been inspired, then awesome. And then I have a pretty new ornament to put on my tree. This idea was actually Melissa, who is the owner of Honeybee Stamps. This was her idea to create Christmas ornaments out of the pine cones. And so, very cool. And another idea that she came up with, I'll share with you guys, is to use these ornaments like this that pop together. And you can make a dimensional pine cone and have it kind of hang in the center with like a little piece of gold or silver thread, and then just have it hang there. And then you've got the whole Christmas ball, the whole bulb. Thanks for inspiring me, Angela. You're welcome. Let's see here. I decorate my living room with pine cones. Oh, perfect. Yes, and this actually, I mean, it took me, the die cutting took a little bit, and you know, when you add your little snow and things, it really doesn't take a whole lot of time. And so this would be perfect gifts to give those of you that like to give crafty, homemade, handmade gifts. This would be one of those really cool ones to give. And then, you know, you stamp your name on the back or write a little message on the back. And then it's something that family and friends remember every year when they pull it out to decorate their tree. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mentioning the two-tone pine cones. Yes, I'm glad that it worked out, because I was going to do something else and add a little bit of distress oxides and things on it. But then I remembered that this snow really likes to pick up that distress color. And so I didn't want to risk my pine cone snow turning brown. Great for mass production, yes. So you could just die set and die cut and die cut and die cut. And then do all your little steps, do the snow, adhere everything together. And then, of course, I did this really fast, gluing the backer onto this so I could show you guys. But I would probably put my glue down, and then even maybe, I don't want to lay anything really heavy on top of this because I don't want to damage the little dome, but I would probably let it sit for a good bit and really let that glue set up before you start handling it and playing with it. Let's see. No one wants no brown or yellow snow. No. Let's see. Thank you. I think it's Melissa. Thank you. Thank you. Either Melissa or my friend Lisa. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I used or anything that I did before we kind of sign off for the day? Thanks for hanging out with me. This has been like 45 minutes. You guys are amazing. Let's see. Did you know the sticky? Did not know the sticky about Distress ink. Thanks. Oh, yes. Yes, that the Distress inks, because they are reactive, and this is water-based, this Snow-Tex, so that will react and it will seep up and it will get that color. In fact, if I show you, it's not really bad right here, but I'll show you. I'm going to let this, I'm going to see if that will focus. It may not. But if you can see the tips here where I practiced, where that thin Snow-Tex picked up a little bit of the brown. It doesn't look bad, but that is because this pine cone has Distress ink on it. You can see where I have added darkness to some of this. So that's why I did not do Distress on this one, is because I learned my lesson with the other one. Let's see, it's Melissa. Hello, hello. Will the pine cone die cut felt? Yes. Yes, that would be a perfect preschool thing. That would actually be a really cute gift for your preschoolers to glue together and make for their parents for Christmas. You know, I was an elementary school teacher, and we're always looking for those little ideas to send little things home with our little people to give as gifts. And then they could write, you could have their name and the year put on the back of it, and their parents could have it year after year. But yes, our dies will cut felt. You just need to make sure that you read the directions for your die machine, and you may need to add a shim or something like that. And it also helps to get really nice quality felt. So the good thing about that is the dies are smaller, so you're cutting out smaller pieces. You could try some of the little more inexpensive felt, but the tighter knit the felt, the better it cuts, if that makes sense. Let's see, we've got the ornaments ready to go. Oh, perfect. What kind of glue is this? This is I think it's glue that you are needing. This is the Honeybee Stamps Be Creative Precision Tip Glue. And that's what I use to go around the edges here. And that's why I dropped the glitter in there. You can kind of see where my glue has picked up all of that snowy, shimmery goodness. Let's see here. You're welcome. Yes. Perfect little gift. And it's a perfect little craft to do with all of us. I know a lot of kids are back on virtual learning or whatever it is. So it would be really fun to sit down and do a family craft together and then give away as neighbor gifts and things like that. So this also is really cute. Probably not this size, but this size, if you did a food gift and glued this to the top of a jar. Let's say you gave away a cocoa mix. This will glue with your paper to the top of a jar, and then you've got a cute little pine cone or a little scene or something like that inside or on the top of your little jar. It almost looks like a snow globe. Let's see, you could give the kiddos a tiny cup of glitter like the ones you use for mouthwash. Yes, perfect. And then if they pour all their glitter all over the desk or everywhere, you just vacuum it up and you're just good to go. Oh, yes, I've done that for teachers with hot cocoa. Yes, yes, yes. So that's an idea too, is use your little pine cone, decorate the inside, and then glue your paper backer onto your lid, like your canning lid, and glue it all down, add a cute little ribbon, and bam, you're good to go. And it's a really neat, and then they can keep this part as an ornament for their tree. Get rid of the glass and get rid of the cocoa or whatever, drink the cocoa, and then this is an extra little keepsake. Let's see here. Yes, Connie, mason jar tops. Let's see, we do goodie boxes every year. It would be perfect addition. Yes, perfect. You're welcome, paints and glitter. Okay, you guys, let's do a quick giveaway. I think it would be fun to do a giveaway. Maybe it'll be somebody that doesn't have the Lovely Layers pine cone set, and you could use your little gift card and go pick that up. Super fun. All right, so I'm just going to scroll through and just choose or stop on a random little person here. Let's see here. Okay, the winner today is Carol Wortman. Are you still here, Carol? Carol Wortman. Let me make sure I'm saying your name right, Miss Carol. I usually just look at everybody's first names. Yes, Carol Wortman. Let me see if Miss Carol is still here. If not, then we'll go somewhere else. Let's see here. Oh, yay, Carol, Miss Carol. Very cool. Let me find if I can find my cheat sheet. And I just cleaned my craft room, and I probably won't be able to find it. But you'll be able to remember Miss Carol. This is super easy. Okay, so Carol, if you will email Lisa, Lisa, here I can write it out for you too. Lisa at honeybeestamps.com. honeybeestamps.com. Okay, so Miss Carol, if you will email my friend Lisa at honeybeestamps.com and tell her that you were the YouTube Live giveaway winner, she will drop a gift card into your Honeybee Stamps account. Let's see here. Okay, you guys, so that is it. Make sure if you make ornaments and things, would you guys please post it to our Facebook group, or we have a Facebook challenge group called Honeybee Stamps Buzzworthy Challenges, Buzzworthy, Buzzworthy Challenges, and I would love, love, love to see your creations. The lady that was in here, and I'm sorry I don't remember your name, that was talking about doing it with your preschoolers, will you please drop us a picture, because I would love to see that. Oh, yes, and please post, Melissa's reminding me, post that on Instagram if you're on Instagram with the hashtag Honeybee Stamps. And we love, love, love to post our friends' creations on our Instagram page. So, yeah, we would love to see those. All right, you guys, I am going to go start cleaning up my fall decor in my house. I am ready to turn on some Christmas music and get my Christmas decor out. And I will see you guys on Instagram and Facebook on Tuesday night. And I will talk to you then. Have a great weekend and happy crafting, friends. I'll talk to you soon.